This is John Scalzi's The Last Colony. This is the third book in the Old Man's War series. This is a sci-fi series about future Earth, 320 pages long and 16 chapters. This book is the return of the main character. John Perry was the first book in main character for the first book in Old Man's War. The sequel followed more of his wife, Lieutenant Sagan, and now back to Major John Perry. He lives on a colony with his wife and adopted daughter Zoe, and they are officers in the colony on Huckleberry, named after Huckleberry Finn, and they have a nice quiet life. They have a world and live for themselves, and then a military general shows up and asks them to lead a colony. So this is a brand new colony, and there is all kinds of political issues related to that. So instead of the first two that were more combat and action related, this is much more political related. And there's tons of politics. There is all of the colony worlds that send representatives, which is completely new to the way that the humans colonize. Previously, all the colonists are from Earth, and now this is a representation of 10 of the colony worlds. So each of the colony leaders is then a representative that are under the colony leaders, John and Jane. So there's all kinds of the internal colony politics, there's the external politics, and actually there's a group of aliens, 412 alien races that banded together to form the Conclave, and they have an agreement that no one else can colonize but the Conclave. And the thinking is that resources can be shared on different planets by races who don't need certain resources, but the togetherness part is the key. And in enforcing this, they're wiping out colonies that are started after the agreement. So there's the conflict. The last colony is has two meanings. The literal sense, this is after the agreement, so this colony was founded, and so they're kind of pushing their limits, the humans are, in this, that they don't want this colony to be wiped out. And then also there is still Earth. The colonial union, the group of spacefaring humans, keeps Earth isolated. And so it all kind of points back to this. And so John Perry not only keeps his colony alive, but then has to figure out a way to change the game. And so his solution is to work with Earth. So that kind of puts the rest of the series, the next three books, in perspective, the aftermath of this book. I really did like this because there was a lot of back and forth between John, Jane, and even Zoe. Zoe plays a part, and more so in the next book. So here, the first quote I have, it's when John takes Zoe to her own gravesite, which is another story, but she says, gave him a hug. "Thank you for bringing me. You're a nice man, 90-year-old dad," she said. "You're a great kid, teenage daughter. You ready to go?" I liked this in that they kind of had a witty back and forth. He has a new body, John does, and so he literally is 90 years old, even though he looks like he's in his 30s. And so that was part of the original book, Old Man's War, getting a new body, and really just the way that they interact and have fun with each other. It's cool because she is adopted, she's not biological. And yeah, that was just a neat, fun part. Another part is, this is the video, the extended video of the Conclave, the general meeting with a colony he's about to remove. "You used to think it was a good idea too," Gao said. "Life surprises. Things change. Indeed they do." And so this is two friends who talk about how their perspectives have changed in relation to the way they see the world and other alien races. So lots of different perspectives, lots of good twists. There's no lack of things to do on the colony world, and I don't want to say they're set up for failure, but that kind of there's a lot of hurdles to overcome. And so there's lots of reveals along the way. And this was a good package story. The chapters are a little bit longer, but not too bad. They're still manageable. And my favorite are the first two books in the Old Man Who's a War series, but this one holds up. It's a different style. There's more politics, but if you can handle that, it was a good book and I enjoyed it. So as always, buy your books used if you can.